The final XRP timeline? Are we talking 589? Are we talking 5 years out? In today's video, I'm going to break down my price predictions, my timeline, my final XRP timeline, and we're just going to let it play out from here. You know, we have a war going on, situations around the world that are devastating, very tragic. My thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved, but I thought that it would be nice to lighten up the mood. Let's talk final XRP timeline, little speculation session, if it's okay for us to do that. And I'm going to just share my ideas on kind of on where this thing goes over the next few years as I compiled a few things. I got a thread from Jeremy Hogan that we're going to share on the kind of the legal timeline. And then I'm going to share my predictions on what we got in store. So if you appreciate our content, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our live updates. And then make sure, if you really like our content, that we tap it, that we smash it, that we do something with that thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get right on into it. So the market is back down as we're speaking, back down to 27,100 for Bitcoin, Ethereum 1561, and XRP back down to 49 cents. Taking a look at the sticks, how about that call to short Bitcoin at 28,000 over the weekend? That would have played out well. Too bad KuCoin found out that I was in the United States and kicked me off their exchange. That's unfortunate. That call playing out well. Market dumping once again. It started Sunday, continuing through today, back down to about 27,000. I'm really mad that I wasn't able to short Bitcoin once again. But I hope that you guys got your trades in. I hope that you guys got your cash ready to buy the dip. The dip is here, and I got some news that shows that we might be dipping a little bit more. So stay ready. When it comes to gold, though, real quick, COMEX gold vaults dropped to lowest total level since May of 2020 as almost 400,000 ounces are withdrawn in one day. I had to get this quick one in on gold, guys, because this is the largest withdraw that we've seen in a long time. This is one of the largest one-day withdrawals since February of 2022. And open interest is now equal to 205% of all vaulted gold and 430% of registered gold. So they absolutely cleaned it out. I don't need to say it. You already know where to find it. The link for the precious metals is down below or at my website, ZachRector.com. Roll over the 401k retirement account or get the metal shipped directly to you. Let us know how we can take care of you, and we would be glad to do so. Let's get on into crypto, guys. Let's roll. This week, we're going to be watching to see if the SEC decides to appeal the decision in the Grayscale case. The agency has been stacking losses when it comes to crypto litigation. Do you think that the SEC will appeal? Let me know in the comments down below if you think that the SEC will appeal. Huge shout out to Eleanor Terra for keeping us updated on that one. Now, this is not good, folks. Israel says they have seized Hamas's crypto wallets. This narrative is now being spread, and this is a dangerous one. This is why I call it the crypto sacrifice. I don't just do that for clickbait. I don't just do that to be dramatic and to get folks excited. I do that because that is literally what we are watching. Crypto being served up on a platter. Remember, let's take it back here just a little bit. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. Cryptocurrencies are going to transcend traditional currencies, right? We get this whole narrative out of Wall Street. Fidelity, 4.5 trillion assets under management just this week, saying that Bitcoin is going to be the best decentralized currency ever, essentially is what they said, right? We get the news from BlackRock last week that $17.7 trillion crypto earthquake is about to disrupt the whole crypto space and flow on into crypto. That's very exciting. But what have we warned about, okay? This is a cleansing moment for the cryptocurrency space. 90% goes to zero, and I am worried even for, the narratives that we're going to be seeing spread here. I'm going to show you guys. This is not good for the crypto space right now. This is not what we need. When liquidity is already drying up and now they have all the ammunition that they need to continue launching Operation Choke Point and taking out the crypto space. This is not good. Let's take a look here. This is front page headlines of the Wall Street Journal today. Hamas militants behind Israel attack raised millions in crypto. Of course they did. Do you think that they received any payments in U.S. cash? Of course they did over there in Iran. Yes, $6 billion cash from Biden. Absolutely. Do you think that they got any U.S. weapons? Absolutely. But God forbid they have a little bit of crypto, right? Of course. Digital currency transactions highlight how U.S. and Israel have struggled to sever the access of Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and Hezbollah to foreign funding. front page of the Wall Street Journal. They are priming the masses, preparing everyone for the coming crypto sacrifice. I don't need to read into this further. You already understand. Digital currency wallets that Israeli authorities linked to the PIJ received as much as 93 million in crypto between August of 2021 and June of this year. So this is from leading crypto researcher Elliptic, and they've already showed that wallets connected to Hamas have received about 41 million over a similar time period. So we have hundreds of millions of dollars flowing into the hands of these terrorists, and absolutely. Now, it doesn't matter. This is the main point that I want to make on this, is that, my frustrations, I've shown you guys how frustrated I get talking about this issue, because we can't keep track of where our money, where our weapons, and in this case, where the crypto is going. And who do they want to blame now? Of course, they want to come in and blame the crypto bros. And heads up, watch out. The wallets that they've tracked now in Israel is actually, I guess they've seized some of this, or at least frozen it up, because Hamas was using Binance. So they were using a centralized exchange. And so now they've turned over the keys or did whatever they did to freeze these assets or seize these assets through Binance. So if you didn't already get the memo, you need to get your assets off the exchanges. And I'm not talking about doing criminal terrorist activities. I'm talking about just securing your wealth, your bag, your cryptocurrency digital assets, because you never know what's going to happen here. Even if you're doing the right things, right? We know that our government likes to come after us, even for just, doing everything that's well within the law. They've still came after Ripple. They've still came after the XRP community. We've beat them in this case, and they still tried to appeal. Judge Torres denied it, but that's not stopping them. I say all that to just reiterate the point here. These centralized exchanges have been working with governments. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this all goes to KYC. Remember, I'm the guy, I don't do any of the privacy coins. I don't try to hide anything that I do. See, I'm out here on YouTube, out in the public space. I don't get to hide anything, right? My whole life is out here. Everyone knows I'm all in on XRP. I got my silver. I run my businesses, and I'm trying to protect my family through the chaos. That's my life in a nutshell, and it's all out there for everybody to see. I pay my taxes. I have my accountant sign off on it. If it comes to the legal battlefield, I have my lawyer sign off on it. I send it to my professionals, okay? And I focus on my business. But this really just brings home the point, folks, that these centralized exchanges, they're going to be working with the governments if they want to exist. If they want to have a future, they're going to be working with the governments. KYC, AML, it all has to be done. And if you are deemed to be a threat, a bad guy, a terrorist, then they're going to come in and seize you up. And this gets even easier to track using blockchain technology. So this whole idea that Bitcoin and blockchain was going to be the workaround, it couldn't be further from the truth. This is how you get tracked the whole way. Right? So be very careful and understand what we're playing with here with these exchanges and how they operate. But with that being said, once again, we bring this up to cover the masses getting primed. The subliminal predictive programming is out there for us to see. This is the coming crypto sacrifice. We have cyber attacks on the way. We got a whole lot of chaos on the way. So get your dry powder ready, whether you want to buy some more crypto or whether just to be able to ride out the storm. You're going to want to be prepared. And especially as I tie this in to the final XRP timeline, I'm about to get right into it, guys. This is what you've been waiting for. The final XRP timeline is not a flip of the switch next month. I'll just cut to the chase real quick for you. The flip of the switch is not next month. I would love for it to be, but I don't expect that. I'm not predicting that. And my speculation takes me down a longer timeline, i.e. why I want you to have your dry powder, why I'm putting out this video here today, because I want you to be financially prepared. I want you to be emotionally and mentally prepared, maybe even spiritually prepared. We probably do need to get right with God or with somebody, right? Because it's going to be a bumpy ride for the next go that we're looking at here. Let's get into the final XRP timeline. I want to give a huge shout out to Jeremy Hogan for breaking this down when it comes to the legal battlefield. He's done such a great job. And we're going to take a look here at the legal timeline before I add in my speculation. So Jeremy says, I'm seeing some confusion as to what could happen next in the Ripple versus the SEC case, now that the judge denied an interlocutory appeal. So I have outlined every possibility and provided the exact chance of each possibility happening and how long each would take exactly. That's what we like, Jeremy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Overview. The judge issued a summary judgment and denied an early appeal. That was the interlocutory appeal. It has now been denied. Thank you very much. The SEC has a 100% right to appeal when the whole case is finished, and that will happen when there is a final judgment. As you will see, the SEC has no real good options. This is the good news, folks. The ball is in our court. The SEC backed into a corner here. Really no options left other than to settle. Possibility number 1, the SEC moves forward with trial next April against the individual defendants. That would be Brad and Chris. He puts the chance of this at 39.456%. The judge has left only the hardest part of the case for trial. The SEC could easily take an L at trial and have some of its dirty laundry aired at the same time. If the SEC goes to trial, an appeal of the case won't be filed until 2025. That means an appellate ruling likely won't come out until 2026. Then, even if the SEC wins on appeal, the case would most likely be remanded back to Judge Torres for further litigation. So, the SEC wants to push the entire case to trial and then appeal the parts of the judgment against Ripple it doesn't like. Question. Fair enough, but the most likely outcome in that situation is a final resolution in 2027, June 14th, 2027 to be exact. Good luck with that. Possibility number 2. The SEC could settle the case against the individual defendants and move forward with obtaining a final judgment against Ripple and then appeal. He puts the chance at 32.113%. This is the SEC's second best, this is the SEC's best option. For that reason, I doubt they do it. Settling out the individual defendants gets the SEC's to an appellate court about 9 to 12 months faster and saves its resources and face by bypassing a very difficult and overreaching case. After settlement of the individuals, the case would go straight to the remedies litigation. So if they settle up with the defendants, Brad and Chris here, the individual defendants, then they get to go after Ripple where they've got the victory, right? Judge Torres ruled that the institutional sales were a security, so this is where we would go to the remedies part of the litigation. Remedies litigation still would require months and months to complete, which was part of the SEC's argument as to why it needed an early appeal, right? So they filed the interlocutory appeal, extraordinary appeal that they tried to get in, and they said that they needed to do this because the remedies litigation would take so long. But Judge Torres didn't care. She reaffirmed her ruling and struck down that appeal. God bless her. This option would still go deep into 2026, August 14, 2026 to be exact. Option number 3. The SEC settles all litigation against Ripple and the individual defendants, a complete settlement. Yes, this is going to happen at a settlement conference, such as the judge required below, but the SEC has shown very little desire to compromise thus far. So, in Judge Torres' order, prior to the final pretrial conference, counsel for both parties, along with the parties themselves, shall meet in person for at least 1 hour to discuss settlement of this matter. So at least 1 hour that we got to go discuss settlement in person. Okay. Settlement is a good option for the SEC. It gets to publish another win and collect a big check from the bad guys. The judge cleared this path for them by clarifying that her ruling only applies to the facts specific to XRP. Chances of this happening at 18.987%. And he puts a date. Oh boy, Jeremy Hogan with a date. Here's our new settlement date, folks. 12/21/23. Okay. Finally, something else I haven't thought of that could happen. Who knows? Chance of happening 8.675%. God bless Jeremy Hogan. As you can see, the SEC has a couple of bad, lengthy options. Meanwhile, the summary judgment is the law of the land, and that can't even possibly change until 2026 at the earliest. So, the law of the land until at least 2026 is that XRP in and of itself is not a security, and the programmatic sales and the sales by the individuals are not a security either, or the other distributions, I should say. Now, let me bring in my speculation. Jeremy threw the settlement date at 12/21/2023. That actually, we're coming up on the that would be the 3-year anniversary of this case, right? So lucky number 3 would be the 3-year anniversary coming up here in December of 2023. That would be a good time for settlement. But let's take a look at this. So the trial would begin in April. So my prediction, my timeline, my speculation is that we get a settlement by April of next year. They are not going to allow this case to go to trial. I've already gave you guys all the reasons. We have Stephen Narioff, the whistleblower. We have the facts. We have the timelines. The SEC has no leverage. So all the SEC has is they got that little victory that institutional sales were a security. We don't know how much that amounts to. Hundreds of millions, probably not the full 1.3 billion. I think there's some expectations that it's about 500 to 700 million or something like that. I don't know where I heard that. But nonetheless, they can get a little victory. They can go collect a pretty big check. It really, I don't know, that might be a historical check for the SEC if they collected 100 million, 200 million from Ripple. But we know Brad has that check. We know they got the funds, and so that could easily be done. So the first part of the timeline is settlement for me. The other thing that could happen before a settlement would be the first U.S. bank, payment provider, institution going live with XRP or saying that they've added XRP to their balance sheet. That could happen before a settlement. That could happen at any time. And now that the programmatic sales aren't ruled a security, there's really good legal standing here for XRP now as the law of the land for the next couple years. So any institutions that want to front run this and get a competitive advantage, now would be the time to do so. So we're going to be watching for settlement by April of next year. Jeremy Hogan says 12/21/23. We'll be hoping and praying and doing everything we can. We'll be doing our settlement dance. Let's see what happens. But I think that we get the settlement by April, and then we could see the first U.S. bank, payment provider, or institution go live by then as well. Could happen before, maybe after. It's going to be fun to find out, though. And, you guys let me know. Who do you think is going to be the first U.S. bank, payment provider, institution? Maybe a better question would be, do you guys think it'll be a bank, or do you think it'll be a payment provider like a MoneyGram, someone like that, right? Someone that we've already seen going live with XRP. My prediction is that it's going to be a payment provider. It's going to be some sort of institution like that before we get a bank like Bank of America saying that they're going live with XRP. I do believe that eventually, Bank of America is going to go back to using, Ripple payments and eventually XRP as well. The next one is going to be the Bitcoin halving is coming up in April of next year too. So we should be beginning the next bull run for the overall cryptocurrency market. That should be coinciding with regulations coming in for the US, which looks like we're not going to get that till next year at the earliest. In DC here today, they're not talking about crypto at all. In fact, the only thing they're talking about with crypto is how the bad guys are using crypto to finance terrorism, right? And they're coming to kill crypto. That's all that's going to happen for the rest of this year is they're coming to kill crypto. And we're waiting for the, spot ETFs to get approved as well. So we're waiting for spot ETFs that, should happen sometime later this year or the beginning of next year. And then the next thing that we're waiting for would be full regulations, which, probably isn't going to happen until next year at the earliest, might not even happen until 2025. So let's visualize this, right, where we're at on the timeline. Next year, settlement, maybe first institution has gone live with XRP, Bitcoin halving, and maybe we get some regulations. So you can see the momentum that's going to be building behind this thing. Now, before we get to the 2025 blow off top and the completion of the bull run, I think in 2024, next year, as I'm talking about, we get a lot of momentum, potential settlement, all this exciting stuff. I think that XRP goes to new all-time high by then, okay? And I think that we easily achieve new all-time high, and we could easily achieve some higher single digits, okay? Then we're going to have some serious violent pullbacks. You're going to have to just be prepared for this because it's going to be absolutely nasty. After that, I think that we get the final blow off top of the next bull run in 2025. We get a new election. Maybe America has, the civil war's over, and we've had an election. New president's coming in, a new Congress is coming in, and America's back on. And 2025, we just go to the moon and we run up and we get the blow off top. That is where I think XRP can go to double digits. go to double digits, and I think that at max, maybe $20. I'm hesitant to even think that we stretch out that far by 2025. But I would be pleasantly surprised to see us go to 20, $30, whatever. That's fine. But for me, those are the price targets that I have in the timeline that I have. Is we have all this excitement, we have some victories, we have a settlement. That takes us to high single digits. Maybe we break into double digits in 2024. In 2025, I think that we break into double digits for sure, and we finish the blow off top around $13 or something like that, right? And if we go up to $20, we're going to have even more fun, okay? What I want our community to do is, don't take this as financial advice. Don't try to figure out what I'm going to do when I'm going to sell my XRP. I want you guys to understand when or if you're going to sell your XRP, when you're going to reallocate your XRP, when you're going to leverage your XRP, and at what prices you're going to be doing this at, because it's coming. We are going to be starting this within the next year. We're not going to be at 50 cents forever. We're back below 50 cents again here at the time of this recording. If you need to take advantage of that, do so. And while we take advantage of these dips, also prepare for the future that is coming. And I just laid out my price targets. I just laid out my timeline. And some folks might be sad to hear what I think is going to happen after that. After we get the 2025 blow off top and we conclude this next bull run, I actually think that XRP is going to be coming back down to single digits. I'm sorry to say that, but after being in this asset, in this asset class, understanding markets, everything that's underway, I think that we go do something crazy. Like I said, double digits. We go have a lot of fun, $13, maybe more. But I think that we just get cleaned out once again during the bear market of 2026, 2027. We're going to come back down, and I think we come back down to single digits. And I really think that we set a new floor at about $4 to $5, right? Where a new all-time high is at. And I think that that's where we come set back down, and from there we build on out. And it does not rule out high double digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits. It's just that's where I think we're at on the timeline over the next few years, where we come back, where we go to on the upside, where we come back down to, and then where we can start to build from there. And whether we build to $50, whether we build to $589, I'm here to find out right alongside with you guys. And I'm preparing my exit strategy, my reallocation strategy, and my preparations for all of the asset class so that I'm ready to move when the time comes, when the price action occurs. I don't have to be emotional. I don't have to lose my mind. I can go right to my exit strategy, the blueprint that I have written down that's going to allow me to preserve those gains, take the profits that I need, and reallocate them into the next asset class. Most of my XRP I plan on holding forever, and so for most of my XRP, I'm planning on leveraging it. After we go blow off top, then we come back down and say we set down at $5. Okay, that's the new floor. And now I know that I can start to leverage my XRP, feeling comfortable that we've gone through the speculation, we've gone through the XRP mania, we've gone through 2024, the year of X. We've done everything, that we've been waiting to do. And we can come back down, we can take a deep breath, and we can start to build. From that point going forward, I'm going to be looking at AMMs, every sort of DeFi that's coming to the XRP ledger. I'm going to be looking at what can I get from my XRP from DeFi protocols? What can I get from banks or institutions that are letting me leverage my XRP? And that is what I'm positioning myself for with this final XRP timeline in mind. I hope that you guys appreciate this content. If you did, please smash it. Make sure we subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I got a lot more coming your way. So stay tuned. God bless all of you guys. I'll see you in the next one.